Hi, and welcome to Humanities Through the Arts, Humanities 4. I'm Professor Kritschka. I will be your instructor this semester. I wanted to offer you all a bit of an overview in terms of the approach we're going to take to our study of the arts and humanities, and to talk a little bit about what you can expect the weekly workload in our class to look like. So, when we're thinking about the arts and humanities, we're thinking about them as storytelling practices. And so in that way, they are disciplines that help us remember, but also help us express. And so in that way, they are both disciplines of memory and imagination simultaneously. And when we're thinking about what job do the arts and humanities do in our day-to-day life, they help us better interact and interpret our place in history, and also help us better interpret what is happening right now, where we stand today in 2020. So if the arts and humanities are both storytelling disciplines, then it really matters who gets to tell the stories, and who they think they are telling their stories to. So this question of audience is going to be something that we're going to be thinking of. And then additionally, what are the stories that get told and retold? The more times a story gets told, either in the arts or in the humanities, the more powerful it becomes as well. So this semester, we'll be looking at a variety of different disciplines. In the arts, we'll be looking at painting, sculpture, architecture, popular music, television, and film, which is pretty exciting. So hopefully there's something for everybody. And we'll be thinking about the meaning of these works of art from a variety of media, and we'll think about them in terms of what they meant when they were created and what they mean now. So the thing about architecture, the thing about painting, the thing about film is that we keep them around. We preserve them in museums or archives, or if in the case of architecture, we walk up and down the stairs of these structures from the past. So we want to think about what do they mean to us today as we continue to either consume this media or use this architecture or see these works of art. So we'll be tracking the way that meaning develops and changes over time. And in particular, our first two case studies are going to examine this kind of lingering and changing meaning of some iconic forms of architecture and imagery. So, okay. So when we're thinking about this idea of the arts and humanities, one of the broader umbrella words we can think about using is the word culture. And so we can think about how culture is best understood as public meaning. So what does that mean? That means that in order for culture and the arts to exist, there needs to be an audience. Who's in that audience? We've got critics, we've got audience members, we have creators, right? We've got this kind of sense of, right, who is the public? The public is comprised of the individuals that engage with the works of art that an artist creates. So then we want to think about, so who did the artist have in mind in terms of their audience? Who did they think they were talking to? Who is the public in public meaning? Who is included and who is excluded? So we can think about that in terms of the changing definition of public, in terms of who is included in that category. And so in that way, we can think about how the arts can tell us a lot about the political, cultural, and social issues that are happening in particular historical moments and cultural contexts as well. So the big question that we're asking here is, what do the arts do? What is the work that they accomplish in the context in which they were created, and what work do they do today? How did they shape those contexts in which they emerged? Okay, so then this week, there are two things I want you all to do in order to keep your spot in the class. There is a waiting list for this class, so make sure that you complete both of these assignments by the end of the week so I know who is an active participant so I can get the roster straightened out. So by Wednesday, August 26th, please complete the meet and greet discussion board. And this is located on our Canvas webpage. Then on Saturday, I would like you to complete the Art and Everyday Life discussion board. And that, again, is also available on Canvas. So that's due on August 29th. Then, starting in the second week, I wanted to give you a sense of what to expect, starting with our work next week, starting August 31st. So at the beginning of each week, I'll put up a short lecture and a PowerPoint that prepares you for the week's readings. Every week there'll be one or two readings, and then there will be either a quiz or a discussion board associated with each reading that you should complete before our weekly Zoom meeting. And so the Zoom meetings are not mandatory. They will be recorded and posted for those who cannot make it live, but you should watch them, obviously, because the Zoom meetings are going to offer a chance to discuss our readings, our topics in depth, and it offers you a chance to ask questions and engage with your classmates in a space outside of our written discussion boards. And as I mentioned, it will be recorded and posted for those that cannot make it live. So then at the end of the week, there will be a more substantive discussion board or short writing assignment that allows you to kind of expand on the issues that were brought up in our reading and the issues that we are going to carry forward throughout the semester as well. And so those short writing assignments or more substantive discussion boards will be due each week on Saturday. Okay, so in terms of the larger projects that we'll be working on this semester, alongside our weekly work, we're going to work on two larger projects. So one of them is an individual critical essay in which you will put yourself in the seat of the critic. So you're going to become an expert member of the audience and engage in a analysis of two films. So the two films that you are going to analyze side by side are the films Get Out and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Or you are going to review and analyze a limited run podcast. The limited run podcast that you are going to analyze is called Wind of Change, which examines the role of music, particularly metal, in the Cold War. And so for both of these topics, we'll be doing work in class that relates to the content and issues that are raised in the two films and in the podcast as well. So you will get some preparatory background material to help you write these critical essays that you're going to be completing. And we'll talk more extensively about this as we get rolling into the semester. The other project that you all will be doing towards the end of the semester is to propose your own concept or idea for a mini film festival or a limited run podcast series. So you'll sort of ask yourself, you know, what is a concept or an idea or a theme that I would like to see a whole lot of movies that relate to this topic, right? What do you think is an important or relevant community that you'd like to see their story told in the form of a podcast? And we'll talk more about this assignment as we move forward through the semester, but I wanted to sort of alert you to the nature of the work that we'll be doing in our semester. So that's it for now. So don't forget to complete the two discussion boards, the meet and greet and the art and everyday life discussion board. And then we'll jump into our kind of regular flow of programming and content and discussion next week. So everybody take care, have a good first week, and send me a Canvas message if you have any questions or concerns. Take care.